Through the years of 18 years playing in the ones, you played with a lot of characters. Who were some of the characters that you really enjoyed being with?
Oh, George Bushlenko is a good character.
Yeah.
You know, very good bat. Good guy to talk to in the slips.
Yeah.
And for a guy of his build, he didn't let many go by.
No.
He snagged them or stopped them. You know, Gary Moore, dry bloke.
Yeah.
Who, you know, give his heart when he was bowling.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dave Jeffrey had his moments. Dave Norris, he was a good guy to play cricket with.
Yeah. Yeah. Ronnie Brents.
Brents was a different bloke.
Yeah.
Brents was a good character.
Yeah. Yeah.
He copped a lot of bad things too.
Yeah. Brian Duggan, Nort.
Yeah, Nort, he was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah. We indulged in a couple of nice last wicket partnerships, especially two down at Brighton. One of them which cost us the game. We put on about 40 in the first innings, and we put on about 47 the second innings, and we ended up having about 50 minutes to get the last wicket.
Right.
So and they were about 50 runs short. So if we had got out earlier.
Yeah.
Groucho was a good character too. You know, especially with, you know, the young kids when, excuse me, some shit in my mouth, when he was trying to teach them stuff. You know, he was famous at mid-off when he fielded there to somebody bowled a shit ball and he threw his cap on the ground. And one day in the seconds we were playing Preston, and Jason Fairbrother was playing one of his first few games, and he'd come on first or second change, and they had a left-hander and right-hander, and he bowled left arm over the wicket, and he was bowling down the leg side, and they changed over, and he slipped one down the left-hander's leg side, which he was doing also. You'd think he'd bowl on one side, the opposite batsman was there, we were the same place, and he got him caught down the leg side, and we've all gone up, well done Jason, and Groucho's come over and said, look son, he walked over and put the off stump out of the ground, put it in his hand and said, this is what you're bowling at. Put it back in, and I've looked at Nort, and he's looked at me. I knew what had happened. A right-hander come in, first ball down the leg side, and then Groucho throwing his head down.
Fantastic. Let's talk about your footy, Ed. You were a pretty decent footballer in your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, full forward.
Yeah, I played full forward underage YCW.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Heidelberg, I played 52 games all up, and about 28 in the first, the rest in the seconds I played half forward, flank, full forward,
yeah,
back pocket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I just lost interest.
Yeah. You were a pretty accurate kick.
Yeah, it was a good kick.
Yeah, yeah.
You're over 30 or 40 yards.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss.
Yeah. And good mark, good with your hands.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I could use the body and could push it back out and stuff like that. With one umpire was easy to do.
And you're also a legend in the Heidelberg YCW. You played there for about 14 years.
Yeah, I played about 14 years. I played. Mates of mine, we used to drink at work down at the Royal Arcade Hotel, and they played cricket for West Brunswick, and they had a Sunday comp side in as well, and they got me down there, and I played down there. The first year we made the finals, got knocked off in the first semi, then won the grand final in B grade, went up to A grade and lost 3/4 of a side.
Yeah.
And we finished 5th, and then the next year we shouldn't have played, but we did.
Yeah.
We had to give a few walkovers, and at that stage the YCW Heidelberg had started, and we went and played there.
Yeah.
And we had some bloody good players, you know, district players like Greg Holber, and who later came to Preston, Vid Richardson, Mark Johnson, who opened the batting for Collingwood. Now, he was a great footballer too. He kicked 147 goals for North Heidelberg in the under-19s. second best was 36 goals in the comp,
Right.
which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Darren Tyndale, and we picked up guys like Jackaroo, who played in our seconds and the first, and one of his mates, Fish Creek, Peter Fisher played for Wendouree,
Mm-hmm.
and we gathered them all around, and we had good cricketers from the Diamond Valley, district seconds. Ronnie Britnell played some games,
Mm-hmm.
Trevor played some games,
Yeah.
and local cricketers played some games, and we played off in about 7 grand finals and won 5 of them.
Yeah.
And it was a very good comp because you'd play against Polly Sleeman and Lenny Balcombe, Billy Picken played, Dav Watmore played, and players like that.
Yes. Yeah, it was a very well-known competition.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of good Sri Lankan
players,
played as well.
Yeah. In fact, the Sri Lankans sort of, that's where they really got their big start, wasn't it?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I remember driving past games out in the hot sun. There you were, and having bowled 20 or 30 the day before. So your fitness must have been extraordinary.
Well, it was for cricket.
Yeah.
You know, it sort of helped you to see. One of the big things that a lot of district cricketers, when they play district cricket and go on the Shield cricket, stumble upon is the fact that you've got to follow up the next day.
Yeah.
Instead of a week later.
Yeah.
And if you're really unlucky, you have to bowl on 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
And you've got to, you know, it's no good having a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to come over that and be able to bowl as well or not. And
Yeah.
the same is true in Test cricket.
Yeah. Now you went through getting back to Preston, finished in the firsts, and then played about 3 years in the twos.
You know, it was 2.5.
Yeah.
And then 1.5 in the threes.
In the threes as well. Did you enjoy helping the younger guys out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and the seconds was all right. The thirds was a little bit different because, well, we just weren't good enough to make the finals. And to me, you had to have something to aspire to rather than just go around and play.
Yes, go through the
Whereas
motions.
the seconds had always been, even your days and before my days, they were a pretty good side.
Yes, that's right.
You know, under Dale and Dave Norris and that, they won a lot of flags.
Yeah.
And under Groucho, yeah. We won one, we beat Sunshine, who'd gone through the season undefeated.
Yeah, that was a big win, wasn't it?
Oh, shit,
yeah.
And we'd made 230 odd, and Adam got, 6 or 7. And Shane O'Brien got a few, and I got one, but at my end, myself and Bernard Franchisi, who come on second change just before tea, we conceded 41 runs in 80 overs. And that was it. You know, you applied pressure at both ends, and Adam got the wickets, and we kept them down.
Ed, when you look back at your time at Preston, you know, close to 2 decades, what did you really enjoy most about the club?
I was playing the game and also having a drink afterwards.
Right.
With the blokes. You know, the blokes in the seconds and the thirds and the fourths. And when I first started, we had fifths.
Yes.
You know, and sort of mingling with them.
Yeah.
After the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, seeing what they did and what we did and how many runs do you make, how many wickets do you get.
Yeah.
And, there was pretty good camaraderie.
There was.
Down there.
There was. Yeah, there was a good culture.
Which sort of helped.
Yeah.
And also, those junior sides with your Des Healy's, your Knackers, Neville Eyre, Jimmy Lawrence. I think I've forgotten anyone.
Dick Norris himself.
Dick Norris, yeah. You know, they taught you a lot by watching them and by playing with them, and winning games is a great experience, and it's easy to win games in the higher grades if you've got a winning culture.
Yes, that's
There's
right.
definitely a formula to winning.
Yeah. What do you think the formula is?
Well, the formula is to make the best of what you've got at the time. You know, if you got batsmen who are real good, you use them and they go good for you. If you don't, somebody else jumps in and makes a few runs. And then your bowlers get to it.
Yeah.
And you never say die.
Yeah.
The same thing happens there.
Yeah.
If your gun doesn't, you bring somebody else on and
yeah.
you win or you lose. But everyone's in the game.
Yes.
Rather than, you see some sides, they make 300, 400, and come the finals, when the two guns got out, they collapse.
Yes. That's good. You always had a cool head, and the other thing that you were always positive. You were the eternal optimist.
You had to be.
Yeah. Is that part of your family upbringing, or something that you learnt along the way, or?
No, now I don't know. I suppose it's in my genes, but it's also, something you bloody learn. You don't win by giving up.
Yeah.
Whether it's, if you got a 6-foot putt on the golf course, if you walk up there and say, shit, I'm going to miss this, or you can put your house on the
Yeah.
Yeah, you might still miss it by being positive, but at least you've given it your full shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as Trevino used to say, well, 99% of putts that don't reach the hole don't go in.
Yes.
And you've got to give yourself a chance.
Yes.
If you've got to have enough confidence in yourself to try something, the last ball of an innings, or something, in a one-day game, you've got to be confident enough that you set the right field, and he's not going to tonk you out the park. If he does, well, that's good luck. He's better than me.
Yeah.
And you got to learn that in sport too, but you can't always win.
Yeah.
But sometimes someone's better. And we had a great solitary lesson in the Mice East Grand Final. Elwood beat us. They were traditional rivals. They had some good players. We used to play down on the ground. Most finals at Peanut Farm in St Kilda.
Mm-hmm.
And we beat them, and the St Kilda City's home ground. No, sorry, they beat us. And, come about 8 or 9 o'clock, the president came up and says, what are you doing, boys? You want to come back and have a beer? And I looked at a few of the other guys from Runny and Vid and those and Greg, and I said, yeah. We went back there till 12. And then come back to our turn at 1 o'clock, and we're still rocking.
Very good.
Brian Robertson was there too, because geez, he could smell out a beer after
a game. Yes, yeah. He was a
champion Fitzroy supporter.
Right. There was a few of you Lions supporters back in the day.
Yeah, when I think of it, it was amazing how many we had.
Yes, yeah.
The Morgans.
Yeah.
Trevor Staples, Gus, Robbie Hayton, Kenny Howe. Yeah. And speaking of the Morgans, I saw a thing the other day, the Phil Carman incident out at Essendon. Johnny Morgan was umpiring that game.
Oh, right. That was down at Moorabbin. Yeah.
Was that at Moorabbin?
Yeah, it was, yeah. The boundary umpire,
Carberry.
Carberry, yeah.
Johnny Morgan was the umpire.
Yeah, nice little headbutt.
Yep.
Yeah. And Johnny didn't see it?
No.
He was a good player, Johnny, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a good player.
He played in the first
he
and
did.
the seconds.
Mm.
So was Bobby, actually.
Yes.
He had a couple of 400 years.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, when he got going, he was a beautiful player.
Yeah, good for the opening batsman to be doing that.
Yeah.
Puts a lot of pressure off
right.
everybody else.
Yeah. One game that I thought we should sort of talk about was we were playing the guys from Coburg, at Coburg, and we got caught on a wicket. They sent us in, and we didn't make too many. I think we only made maybe about 40.
52, I think
52, was it?
50, yeah.
Yep, and we got heckled as we went off.
Yeah, up the race.
Up the race there, that was the worst team that had ever arrived at Coburg.
By Des Heskett and
Yeah.
Kenny Lever and some of the
Arthur Macy.
Arthur Marcy.
Yeah.
And all those old guys.
Yeah. So what happened when we went out to bowl?
Scratch bowled the first over from the Bell Street end, he got Ian Simmons, their captain, out first ball. I bowled from the other end. I got 2 wickets in my first 2 balls, and Scratch got another one, and we had them 8 for 5 for the West. And then they had a bit of a comeback and got to 19. They were eventually all out for 21.
Did we say?
We battled again very slowly.
Yeah.
And when Dave were losing, and Scratch got 8 for.
Right. Yes.
And we won the game outright.
Yes. Quite amazing. It was enjoyable going back into the rooms for a drink
yeah.
after that one, wasn't it?
Was,
yeah.
Because they were good. They were good opponents.
Yes, they were. They were always tough.
I think they made the finals a couple of times, but they were a bit better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
Good mob.
Ed, we'll finish up. It's fantastic to see you, and we've spoken quite a bit over the last 3 or 4 months, and it's sort of just fantastic reconnecting, and I hope a lot of the other guys reconnect with you. We'd certainly love one day to see you down at Preston, but I think this for the moment is going to satisfy a lot of people, because a lot of people, both former and current people, have asked a lot about you, and it's good that you're going well.
No, it's a good club, you know, with the Joneses and Dick and these other people, George Robinson and Steve Hillam and all these people who had been there for yonks and made the club what it is.
Yes, yeah.
Ian Baggett
yes.
gets much forgotten about.
Yes.
But some of his achievements, you know,
yes,
are very good.
Yes, from the mid-60s right through. Yeah.
He had a good old innings too.
He did.
Probably the worst batting stance you'd ever see. But,
It did change a bit over the years. Ed, so many people wish you well and think of you and talk about you all the time. So I think we'll do a bit more of this session. We might put something out on the media to get questions to be asked of you in our part 2.
all right, it's a pleasure to do it.
Good on you, mate.
Pleasure to resurrect old memories.
It is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cheers, Luke.
Good on you, Ed.
No worries.